So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you are watching this interview or listening to this podcast episode. My name is Robin Wouters. I'm the founder of Tech.eu, and I'm joined here today by Bulent Tekmen. He's the co founder and global CEO of Colendi. Kolendi is a Turkish born but very international fintech scale up. And we're going to talk a lot about what they do. But first and foremost, Bulent, thank you so much for joining. Welcome.
Pleasure, Robin. Thanks for having me, and it's definitely good to be with you.
Always a pleasure. Last time I think we met in person was in Istanbul, where you're also calling in from.
Exactly, exactly.
So we're going to talk about Kolendi. Before we go into details, maybe a little bit about the background. The company was actually started in 2017, at least in terms of protocol design. It was really established as an international business by 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Currently operations in the UK, in Turkey, in the Ukraine. 150 plus employees, around $60 million in equity funding raised to date. Did I get everything right?
Wow, that's a good summary. Thanks for the great introduction, Robin. These are the facts that we have done, and as you might remember, 5 years ago, we established Colendi as a protocol for credit worthiness and as well an identity and as well embedded wallet. So the thing is, my background, I'm an entrepreneur for the last 3 decades, I can say that, and this is
Cool.
my last endeavor. The first two exits that I made was one of them Mechanist to Zomato, and then the first electronic money company in the Turkish market called Ininal, which was launched in 2012 at Webrazi. Was also sold to a French group called Tech.eu, where I believe that the digitalization of the money was something like a decade ago. Today, the programmable money or the protocols that we are gonna be developing in the any kind of all things about money will definitely be starting with an identity and a credit worthiness protocol. So this is why we started Colendi as a creditworthiness, identity, and a wallet embedded service 5 years ago.
Fantastic. Well, fast forward to today, and Colendi now offers what we call embedded fintech services. They essentially democratize access to modern day banking service for consumers and merchants, but also financial institutions alike. That includes things, if there's probably more, but includes payment, buy now, pay later services, investment services as well, asset management services, credit scoring, and more. That's a lot of things. Is it not too many things?
Very important, I guess, point to be mentioned. But the thing is, banking industry or any kind of fintech was sexy 10 years ago, but delivering right services for the right craft or uh, big ambitions like democratizing finance and financial industry requires a lot of set of disciplines and as well intellectual capital and as well incredible amount of technological and regulatory knowledge. This is where I believe Colendi makes a difference because we believe that fintech is a local gameplay. During the hype periods, the valuations go crazy, but the thing is, the regulatory environment that you work with, like KYC, AML, any kind of money movement or lending or any kind of investment activity requires definitely a regulatory supervision. And this is, I believe, where we differentiate ourselves because this took a lot of time, money, investment. But the thing is, using a financial tool or a financial app is not a very sexy thing for a consumer. This is not the use case for a daily user. It has to be seamless, integrated to any daily life applications. I believe where embedded fintech and our model like Colendi's core business model, we believe that acquiring users and as well retaining users are the most impossible, most sophisticated things in the industry now, because you can acquire a customer like giving a lot of benefits, perks, and as well you can try to retain them again, giving cashbacks, etc. But the unit economics and the investment amount you will require is ridiculously impossible to raise these days. And I believe profitable or unit economically sound business models are gonna be the next big case in the industry.
Great. What I find very interesting about your go to market strategy, and you've already alluded to this, is that it's focused quite heavily on forming joint ventures with companies outside of the financial services industry, things like retailers and telcos and whatnot, to basically turn those companies into essentially also fintech companies by using Kolendi as a platform, as a white label solution. Is that correct?
So, Robin, I guess we are all familiar with like every company will be a fintech company, makes a total sense. And these days, with Apple and Goldman Sachs, like case study in the ecosystem, this is now resonates on every aspect. And this is our vision like 3 years ago. And we have a great retail partner and a great telco partner in Turkish market, where we have the use cases, embedded financial services for all the case studies like payment, credit, invest, insure. This is like a full stack financial model that can be embedded to a important retailer or a telco player in any part of the world. So our expansion strategy needed one more thing where we acquired Settle last year. Settle is a settlement and processing company. They are like a great team of intellectual like engineers who happen to develop a blockchain based settlement system and also develop these in great branded names of the banking industry and as well central banks of the country. So this is definitely a regulated liability network stuff that we are depending our all services. And I believe that web3 or like crypto stuff are definitely great to have, or ownership economy is coming, I believe those as well. But regfi or regulated finance will be the key for any kind of end user to be protected. I believe this is the like key factor that we develop our services with a full stack like ambition, from payments to processing to credit to like invest features. And when you get these JVs, there comes the real asset creation or the value creation gameplays, because we are not a service provider, we are not selling our services, we are putting our services into a joint venture with a company and create value through their like they put their like retention points of using or acquiring new users or their existing users. We put our skill set in the same pool and create an incredible amount of value through these services. And every company will be a fintech company, has already been proven fact with millions of users at the moment.
Great. Well, you've managed to establish these joint ventures in Turkey, as you said. You had the acquisition in the UK, of course. But is it difficult to replicate that model across different markets? You know, because it takes time to sign up these
Definitely.
companies, right?
Definitely, it's like when you start from scratch, it takes years of like understanding the technology and as well understanding the dynamics of the partner. And creating a JV is also like a very hard like accomplishment. But the thing is, if you want to create a sustainable long-term vision, you bet on these kind of long-term plays. And what we believe in is like we are not here for the like short-term creations of any kind of hype. We are here for the long-term vision, and we believe that like as of today we reached around 20 million users, which is an incredible amount of user for a fintech to create without spending a dime on marketing. This creates the value today, but it takes incredible amount of time, effort, and as well development time, as you mentioned. But this is the like chicken and egg problem, or this is the vicious cycle that we are playing on. We need to, where we believe that EU is our second stop, UK will be our like definitely core market, and hopefully we can expand our services to the Middle East and Asian parts as well. But it will take time. We know that, and this is why we are not like speeding things up. Rather than that, we have our unit economics and as well our investments model and as well investment strategy depending on our partnerships. And most of our partners or JV partners are also investors in Colendi. This makes us more powerful day by day.
Yeah, that helps. Well, definitely not the easiest path that you've chosen, but also it sets you apart from the competition in a big way, I guess, because it's very difficult to replicate.
That's the case, Robin. You met a lot of founders. You led an incredible amount of skills. They're trying to establish stuff. We have our own ambitions, but the thing is, all the roads are hard. But we choose another hard path. Like we are not on the guys who are on the uh, spotlight. We are on the back end mostly. We create joint ventures with our partners, and we do not want to get the spotlight on us, but this makes us more like seasoned, and as well makes us very profitable on the back end, because uh, it makes a great potential when you get your customers as your investors, get your joint ventures or partners as your investors. This is the big vision that we are going to try to execute.
Yeah, great. One of the partnerships that I wanted to highlight, there are actually multiple partnerships, but in October 22, you also set up an insurtech, so insurance tech subsidiary called Colendi Sigorta, I think.
Yeah.
I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Very
But
well.
you, thank you. Well, you basically integrate already with Turkey's top four insurance companies. Can you tell us a little bit more about the range of financial services you want to provide? Because it seems to me like sometimes it's a strength to be able to offer those different kinds of services, but it also probably sometimes presents a challenge to offer such a wide range rather than focus on very specific pain points.
You are totally right on that part. The moment that we put our full focus on identity and credit score, we create an incredible amount of data, and an engine that creates a lot of credit worthiness scores for any kind of, by the way, potential for credit, for invest, or as well insure services. So our core engine is depending all kinds of data, and generates an incredible amounts of diversified scores for any kind of service. So this is our hard, and as well our long-term play, where we believe these are definitely putting up an incremental value to our customers and consumers as well. So insurance is our last stop, because we started with credit, we put up with investment, and then now insurance comes, and these are all working on a payment system with an embedded settlement system on the back end. So this is like a fully Rubik cube that you can put, and if you want some of these, you can put some of those, and you can create a new application for any JV partner, like a selection of services. And financial services is definitely very highly regulated area at the moment, not like crypto or like blockchain startups. We need to be very open, accountable, and as well definitely ready for any kind of audit anytime from RegTech side. So this is the real requirement for JV partners as well. And the insurance part comes a very handy way today, because you can definitely have the data to serve, and as well give opportunity for the end users, and then from an endless selection, from like your pet insurance to like mobility, like a scooter insurance, or like an health insurance, so or travel one. So these are all coming handy when you have enough data, and when you have enough user base in your ecosystem.
Great. Well, it sounds to me like you've put these four sort of different products in the market. You already have the joint ventures in place, at the very least in Turkey. So is the next few years all going to be about expansion?
We already opened a branch in Germany. We're coming to EU in this quarter. Hope to execute very soon and give you a lot of updates when we are together on the stage. We'll have our UK, EU, and Turkey operations live in 2023 with a great set of JV partners, where retail, telco, or energy. We believe all the companies like these dimensions, like Apple and Goldman Sachs, or Walmart and Walmart one kind of expansions, will need our services in one way or other way. We want to play with the top three guys of any segment here, and we will be there for them with a like good set of references and as well a great set of technology.
Well, great to see the ambition. And also, thank you for mentioning you will be on stage at the Tech.eu Summit on 24 May in
So
Brussels. So, all the listeners and viewers who haven't bought their tickets yet, there's another reason to do that. Now, I wanna go back to the acquisition you made back in June 22. You've already said you acquired Settle, which was a London-based blockchain settlements and payments provider. Um, that means that you're strongly pushing on sort of the frontier of innovation when it comes to fintech. Do you find it very difficult to sort of see all the turmoil in the market right now in crypto and blockchain? Is that slowing you down in any way?
actually a very good one, not only in blockchain but also in banking system as well. Like who would have thought that Silicon Valley Bank, Credit Suisse, First Republic Bank, FTX, whatever the other guys come, will be combined in one like or 2 quarters, and it definitely like shock everyone. At the end of the day, this is why I was telling crypto is local and like crypto is global and fintech is local part. People thought that crypto can be like a very easy way to convey, but like FTX US and FTX worldwide, like users like happen to see regulation needs to be there for them to be protected. Like sorry for the guys who are not US customers, they're not gonna get any of their money back, I guess. But on the other side, the US customers will get their like full like back in the same time. So I believe that as well, the FDIC insured banks and as well other guys, no one is like ready for a bank run or other stuff. But at the end of the day, if you have your like ecosystem ready for these, you will be much more like powerful on the edge like these like days. And as a like fintech, we do not want to say this, but burning money to acquire customer is not going to be the play on the next decade. To acquire and retain the customer will definitely need a lot of other skill sets to be embedded in ecosystem. This is why we invest on innovation, and as well why we invest on other companies that has skill set or engineering power that we cannot definitely create from scratch. And I believe the next decade is gonna be a very interesting decade because banking and fintech will definitely integrate in one way or other, and the crypto or the blockchain will be a technology that will be sponsoring or like definitely powering a lot of other services.
Yeah. With everything that's going on in the markets, you can also be opportunistic here. So, do you foresee Colendi making more acquisitions down the line to grow?
This is like our never our like aim is to acquire company if you we don't need any kind of like market entrance or a competency skill that we need to acquire. But other than that, we are very open to like founders and other ecosystem partners to join forces for a like bigger vision, where Kolendi has a target of reaching 1 billion financial users. This is a big target that we put on, and this is a team of ambitious people. This is not my first startup. This is gonna be my last startup. That is for sure. But the thing is, my investor base and as well my team definitely believes on this one, and the innovation that we put up, like programmable money or a blockchain-based banking systems, are gonna be the key for like creating new line of businesses for Kolendi as well. And the embedded fintech vision with JVs we created was also one of our like biggest investors vision as well. And our chairman Ian Hannum happened to sold his last company to JP Morgan, where he is like supporting us in a good, very good way.
Well, a great bunch of people around you for sure. We talked about crypto for a bit, but let's go a bit broader on everything related to Web3. I know you partner with companies like crypto exchange access provider, custody wallets, but also NFT marketplaces. No, those are the things that are under a lot of pressure. I mean, there was a bit of hype, and now that the market is in turmoil, it seems to be all slowing down quite a bit. Does that concern you at all?
Actually, definitely it concerns. It's a very very big concern at the moment. This is why we work with like Coinbase kind of highly regulated and highly open companies who are accountable for the ecosystem. But the thing is, we believe the next level of like crypto, Web3, or any kind of ownership economy embedded with programmable money will require more advanced solutions and as well open and accountable solutions for people. This is, as of today, more of a speculative and as well hype kind of ecosystem at the moment, and we really don't want to like create any kind of hype for our end users. Other than that, if there is a demand, we need to provide. We need to find the right partners and as well ecosystem providers for this one. And NFTs, as you mentioned, started with a very interesting hype, but today it's getting like if there is a use case, if there is a utility, if there's a definitely benefit for the end user, and as well it's open and accountable, that makes total sense, and people are gonna be there for any kind of opportunity there. But if we are talking about investment vehicles, these has to be definitely uh, positioned much more open for end users when we are talking about individual investors. This is why brokerage firms or any kind of brokerage licenses are there to solve these kind of problems. And this speculative uh, balloons or like any kind of hypes are gonna definitely end very bad. And we believe that this is how we position ourselves. We want to be very open to our end users and potential partners, that there is this incredible technology which will give us an ownership of an asset class, and this is going to be a programmable money embedded solution. But we need to be very careful about the like first layer of it. This has to be at least a bit regulated. This is from our perspective. Why regulation is gonna be a RegTech or kind of a compliant model. This is for the retail investor or retail user, is there for any kind of hype, any kind of speculative investment opportunities. We want to protect them from that. Other than that, we believe that there is a very interesting world coming here, and people are instantly doing anything they want, an immediate transaction to be done, seamless transaction to be done, and people are attention span of people are changing drastically. And I believe these are going to be like new business models, new business channels, and as well new technologies will be emerging for all of us, including Kolendi will also invest on new technologies on the new frontiers. This is why I believe that programmable money, regulated liability network, or settlement technologies that will define the central bank digital currencies or Bitcoin or Lightning Network will definitely like combine in somewhere somehow.
That makes a lot of sense to me. So thank you for providing the insights there. Now, Kolendi itself has raised quite a bit of money, over $60 million in equity funding, as I mentioned earlier. But you've also secured a $150 million credit line from a Turkey-based digital bank called FIBA Banka, essentially to help provide financial support to its customers. And the bank's corporate VC has also invested in Kolendi separately, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
Um, do you foresee Kolendi needing more capital very soon? Because as you know, there's a lot of pressure on the capital markets today. So is this a good time for you to go out raising again, or are do you have a healthy run rate at the moment?
Oh, we have a very healthy runway, and as well as a profitable startup, we feel very comfortable about it. But the thing is, in these turmoils, and as well uh, how to say this kind of a like incredibly hard times, companies like us are gonna be more open for like partnering with great finance companies or VCs, because this is the right time to grow and exponentially like expand your services, not like burning money, but we are looking for strategic investors and as well strategic partners always. And not this time, but as you mentioned, the credit lines that we are gonna define on the next couple of years will require a lot more than a couple of $100 million. So we are gonna be raising debt and equity as we speak, and we are gonna be um, I don't want to say launching, but as soon as we are like open in EU, we'll need a lot more like partnerships as well. So this is why we are very open of on kind of strategic and as well financial investors always.
Great. Well, looking forward to the future of Kolendi. Final question: what keeps you up at night? Is it the regulation? Is it growing at a sustainable pace? What keeps you up?
It's always regulation. No, no. The thing is, a regulatory like body has an incredible superpower on you. You can definitely like live or die with it. So you need to be very open. But at the end of the day, if you are not ready for a change, your business model can definitely be useless the next day. So the thing is, we are very open for any kind of innovation, but we are always in a manner, in a regulated manner, and we will always be ready for any kind of regulation.
Great. Well, I think that's the right way to go. Bulent, thank you so much for taking the time for this interview, but also for agreeing to speak at our conference on 24 May. Really looking forward to that as well.
Looking forward to it, Robin. Thanks for your time, and it was always pleasure. It's always pleasure seeing you.
Likewise, and best of luck with Kolendi.
Thank you. Take care.